Hello and welcome to Higher Ground Gaming. This is Eric. Today we're going to play another game from the Bobby Orr Career Replay. Mr. Brody is the co-host here, along with Purple Monkey and Blue Penguin and Blue Duck there, as usual. Currently the Bruins have, in 1966-67 season, Bobby Orr's rookie season, they're currently 5-16-2 in the replay, and they were actually 6-12-5, so they're one win behind their pace for the season so far. The Toronto Maple Leafs come in with a 12-5-6 record. In actuality, they were only 10-6-7, so they had two less wins coming into this game. Toronto would win this game by a score of 2-1, so it was a close game. So anything can happen. So hopefully we can pull off a victory. Let's go through the starting lineups here for your Boston Bruins. Johnny Bucyk. See if I can get the... Oh, hold on there. I was trying to get the stats to come up here. There it is. So in 23 games, Johnny Bucyk has 5 goals for a total of 11 points, 2 penalty minutes, and a plus-minus of +1. Bobby Orr at left defense. In 23 games, he has 6 goals, 6 assists for a total of 12 points. I believe that leads the Bruins. 22 penalty minutes and a plus-minus of -8. Now, he played in a lot of different lines, so that's why it's a -8 there. At center, Pitt Martin, he has 6 goals, 5 assists for a total of 11 points, 7 penalty minutes, and a plus-minus of -1. At right defense, Ted Green, he's missed a few games. He's played 18 games. Does not have a goal yet. With 4 assists for 4 points, 26 penalty minutes, and a plus-minus of -5. And finally, Westfall at right wing, 23 games, 5 goals with 5 assists for a total of 10 points, 14 penalty minutes, and a plus-minus of +2. For the hometown Toronto Maple Leafs, oh boy, it's been a while since I pronounced his name, Connasse, I think that's what it is. I know it's a French name. Let's see, get him his stats to pull up here. Come on. There we go. 23 games. He has 3 assists with 4 goals for a total of 7 points, 10 penalty minutes, and a plus-minus of +9. Marcel Pronovost has played in 21 games with no goals and 10 assists for a total of 10 points, 10 penalty minutes, and plus-minus of +13. Bob Pulford, the center, has played in 23 games, 9 goals, 5 assists for a total of 14 points, 8 penalty minutes, and a plus-minus of +12. Tim Horton, 23 games played, 6 goals, 8 assists for a total of 14 points, 10 penalty minutes, and a plus-minus of +10. And finally, Ron Ellis at right wing. He's played in 23 games, has 11 goals with 6 assists for a total of 17 points, 4 penalty minutes, and a plus-minus of +9. So you can see the Toronto stats are much, much better than the Bruins. Toronto, a much better team by far than the Bruins. They would become the Stanley Cup champions of 66-67, finishing third in the division, but in the playoffs they would come out on top in the Stanley Cup. In goal for the Bruins is going to be Mr. Gerry Cheevers, my favorite Bruins goalie. Loved his mask and everything. 8 games, he's played in 8 games, has a 1-loss record of 1-3-1. He's actually played, I think, in more than that, but for some reason the stats don't always come out with the goalies with the wins and losses. I think they would. So 1-3-1, goals against average 3.47, save percentage 89%. And Terry Sawchuk, who was also on the Bruins at one point, 9 games played, has a record of 4-2-1, goals against average of a minuscule 1.92. with a 93% save percentage. So the Bruins have their hands full against the future Stanley Cup champions. Let's see if they can pull out a victory here. So Martin and Pulford in the face-off circle at center ice here in Toronto. So the referee drops the puck. And face-off's going to be won by Toronto. It's going to go out to Conase. And that's going to go over to Pronovost. And that's going to be a pass by Pronovost. And that will come back around and he'll get the puck again. He'll pass it again. And it's going to go over to Tim Horton. And Horton with the pass. Over to Pulford. And that will be intercepted by, forced dump in by Orr. Loose puck battle between Orr and Ellis. It's going to be won by Ellis for Toronto. And that's going to be a forced dump in by Mr. Johnny Busick. Loose puck battle between Ted Green and Brian Conase. And that is going to be by Ted Green for the Bruins. And it's going to be, we won't change the lines yet. See what the outcome of the play is. Pronovost, no penalty on him. And that is going to be passed by Westfall. As Toronto changes up. And it's going to be a takeaway by Mahavlich just on the ice. So Bruins will change it up. Pappen right now in that right wing. Pappen with the shot. Saved by Cheevers. Loose puck battle between Pappen and Watson. It's going to be won by Pappen. And he will take a shot on Cheevers. And that is going to be held on to. Saved and held by Cheevers. So face on Bruin zone. Dillabaugh and Keon in the face-off circle. And Dillabaugh will get kicked out of the face-off circle. Conley will step in. And Keon will win it for the Maple Leafs. Out to Mahavlich. Mahavlich will pass it over to Pappen. Pappen will take a weak shot. And that will be an easy save for Cheevers. Rebound. Loose puck battle between Hillman and Williams. That is going to be won by Hillman. Hillman will take a shot. And that will be held on to by Cheevers. So a face off to the left of Cheevers. No score. 3 minutes gone by in the game. Dillabaugh and Keon again in the face-off circle. And face-off will be won by Toronto. Out to Hillman. And that's going to be a forced dump in by Watson for the Bruins. And Marat will chase it down the loose puck for the Bruins. He'll get it over to Dillabaugh. And Dillabaugh will be forced to dump it in by loose puck battle between Stanley and Conley. And that will be won by Stanley for the Maple Leafs. And that's going to be a takeaway by Marat. Toronto will change it up. And Horton, fresh on the ice, will put the hit on Conley. Loose puck battle between Dillabaugh and Pulford, won by for the Toronto. And that's going to get it over to Horton. Horton will pass it over to Pronovost. And no penalty there. Pronovost will with the pass. Over to Conase. And he will put the shot on goal. Saved by Cheevers. Rebound. And the rebound will be won by Conley easily. Chased down by the Bruins. Forced dumping by Pronovost. Loose puck battle between Horton and Conley, won by Conley. Just edges out Horton. Beats him to the puck. And since Toronto does not force a dump, and they will change it up. Williams with the shot. And that's going to be a save by Sawchuk. Just the first shot by the Bruins so far. Easy save for Sawchuk. Loose puck over to Kelly. Red Kelly with it now. Kelly will give it away. And Dillabaugh almost with a breakaway, not quite, as Toronto gets back. Dillabaugh will pass it over to Watson. Watson with the pass. Back to Dillabaugh. And Dillabaugh will give it away. The Bruins get back quickly. Toronto, Mahavlich with the puck. He'll pass it over to Douglas. Weak shot. And it's going to be an easy save for Cheevers, and he'll cover it up. So 12:40 left in the first period. No score. Face off in the Bruin zone to the right of Cheevers. Dillabaugh and Keon in the face-off zone. And face-off won by Toronto out to Mahavlich. That'll be taken away by Joe Watson. And Marat with a weak shot up Sawchuk. Dave, and he'll cover it up. So face-off in the Toronto zone. Dillabaugh and Keon in the face-off circle. Face-off won by Boston. Out to Marat. And it's going to be hit up by Papin. This puck battle between Kelly and Conley. And that'll be won by Kelly for Toronto. And I'll get it over to Keon. Keon with the pass. Over to Mahavlich. Mahavlich with a great feed. Over to Keon. Keon will take a shot on net. Decent chance here. And that's a save by Cheevers. Glove save. Off of his glove. Lets it go. Leaves it for Watson. Watson over to Conley. And Conley's going to give a great pass over to Watson. Watson's shot will go wide though. Loose puck battle between Marat and Papin. Won by Papin for the Leafs. Gets it over to Douglas. Douglas with the pass. And the Bruins will definitely change up after this. So the Bruins cannot get to it. So Keon with the pass. With the great assist pass here. Over to Mahavlich. Mahavlich will wind up and take a shot. First shot is saved by Cheevers. Rebound goes out to Keon. Keon with an excellent opportunity here, point blank. And he will score. So Keon with the rebound puts it in. And Toronto takes a 1-0 lead at the midway mark of the first period. So let's see if there's any assists here. Yeah, Mahavlich and Keon took an assist pass there. So I'm just going to give it was broken up by the Keon up there. So we'll just give it to assist to Mahavlich. So Keon assisted by Mahavlich puts Toronto Maple Leafs on top 1-0. All right, so Oliver and Watson in the face-off circle at center ice. Toronto up 1-0. And Oliver with it. He'll get it over to Stewart. Stewart over to McKenzie. Oh, and it's going to be a delayed penalty on Shack. So let's see if the Bruins can take advantage of this before the penalty here. McKenzie will take the shot. And that will be saved by Sawchuk. And we'll see if there's a penalty, if any, right here. Looks like there's a pretty good chance here. And it's going to be 33 and the highest opponent, so it's going to be offsetting penalties, possibly. So no misconduct. So we'll see what the penalty is here. Good chance here. Yeah, and that's going to be on McKenzie. So Shack and McKenzie, and from McKenzie. And we'll see what the is hooking on Shack. So offsetting penalties. So both teams will be a 5-on-5 skate with McKenzie and Shack in the penalty box. All right, so Dillabow and Stemkowski will face it off after the penalties. And that's going to be won by Toronto. Over to Armstrong. And it's going to be hit off the puck by Green with the hit. Loose puck battle between Conley and Kelly. And it's going to be won by Conley for the Bruins. Passes it over to... Actually gets it over to Dillabow, and Dillabow with the pass. Over to Green with the pass. Back to Dillabow. Dillabow with a weak shot. And saved by Sawchuk. He leaves it for Kelly. Kelly will try to get it over to Stemkowski. Let's see here. And he'll be hit off the puck by Mr. Bobby Orr. Loose puck battle between Dillabow and Stemkowski, and that's going to be won by Stemkowski. And it's going to get over to Armstrong. Armstrong will give it away, though. Dillabow will end up with it as Bruins set. And penalties are over. So we will do our natural line change here. 11. Pip Martin with the shot. Just fresh on the ice, and it's going to be blocked by Pronovost. And loose puck battle between Marat and Horton. And that'll be won by Horton for Toronto. Gets it over to Keon. Keon with a feed. Back to Horton. Horton will wind up and take a shot. And that is going to be a save by Cheevers. So rebound out to Pronovost, and he'll have a good shot here on net. And that will be another goal by Toronto. So he gets it past the glove of Cheevers. And gives Toronto a 2-0 lead. So in two-thirds of a period, Toronto has already scored 2 goals, which was their total for the actual game. So Toronto off to a fast start here. Bruins cannot afford to get in the hole much deeper than this, as they are not the greatest comeback team. In fact, they're very poor at comebacks. Let's see here. So this is going to be Horton and Keon with the assists. So Horton and Keon with the assists. Yeah, so Toronto at the approximately 7-minute mark of the first period, Toronto has a 2-0 lead. Dillaval and Stemkowski in the face-off circle, and that'll be Wachowski. And Stemkowski with it. He will pass it. Oh, and a possible penalty on Connolly. So we'll see what that is. And it will be, but it'll be offsetting penalty. Oh, a penalty for a higher, which it's not. So it's just going to be on Stemkowski. So he'll go to the penalty box for the Bruins. No misconduct. And he's only a 2, not a 4. So Toronto on the power play now. Up 2-0. So Busick, Orr, Green, and Martin on the penalty killing team for the Bruins. Pappen, Hillman, Keon, Horton, and Ellis on for the power play for the Maple Leafs. So Toronto could put a dagger in here with another goal and give them a commanding 3-0 lead. Bruins trying to prevent that. So Martin and Keon in the face-off circle, won by Toronto. And we just changed lines. We don't need to do that yet. And that's going to be a pass on a forced dump in by Pappen. So Martin forces the pass. And gets it over to Keon. Keon will have an excellent shot here. Winds up. And saved by Cheevers. Use it for Green. Green will pass it over to Busick. Bruins with a shorthanded opportunity here. And that is going to be intercepted by Horton. Horton has it. It's a weak shot on that. And that'll be held on to by Cheevers. So face off in the Bruins zone. 2-0. 5 minutes left in the first and opening period. Face off in the Bruins zone. Face off is going to be won by Toronto. Over to Ellis. Ellis over to Keon. Keon will wind up and have an excellent shot again. Chance to get his goal number 2. And no, that'll be saved and held on to by Cheevers. A nice save by Cheevers. And the slap shot by Keon. So nearing the end, last 20 seconds of the penalty to Conley. So Martin and Keon in the faceoff. And it's time to be won by the Bruins. Out to Green. Green over to Busick. And that's going to be intercepted by Horton. And that will do it. That will get the penalty. So the Bruins successfully kill off the power play. Still a 2-0 game. So it's going to be Mahavlich. Mahavlich with an assist pass. And that'll go over to Pappen. Pappen with the shot. Not much on that. Cheevers with the rebound. Rebound save, actually. With the save. And that's going to be kicked out to McKenzie. McKenzie controls the loose puck for the Bruins. And that'll go over to Smith. And that's going to be taken away by Keon. Gets it over to Pappen. Pappen with the weak shot. And saved by Cheevers. Can't cover it up. Oliver tracks down the loose puck for the Bruins. Gets it over to Smith. And, oh, it actually doesn't, as Keon again will force the dump in. Loose puck battle between Pronovost and Stewart. And that is going to be won by Pronovost. Gets it over to Pappen. Papin with a great feed into Mahavlich. Mahavlich will wind up and take a shot. And that'll be a save by Cheevers. Kicked out to Kenzie. Kenzie, that'll be taken away by Pronovost for Toronto. 2 minutes left in the opening period. And no, the Bruins cannot force the dump in, so they'll change up. Pronovost. Actually, yeah, we're not going to go with that since the original guy didn't. And it's going to be Pronovost with the shot. Going to be saved by Cheevers. Toronto far out shooting the Bruins 18-4 as we do the first period. So depth control. And Pronovost with a weak shot. And that'll be held on to by Cheevers. Alright, so face off in the Bruins zone. Down by 2 as we near the end of the first period. Keon and Martin in the face off circle. And Martin will get kicked out. So Keon wins the face off. Hold on. Try that again. Pronovost will win the face-off. And he will pass it over to Horton. No, actually Martin will force the dump in. Loose puck battle between Westfall and Pronovost. And it'll be won by Westfall for the Bruins.
Last minute of play in this period.
Pronovost will force the dump in as we near the end of the last minute of the first period.
Last minute of play in this period.
Martin will win the loose puck battle with Keon. And it'll get it over to Watson. Watson will pass it over to Westfall. And Mahavlich will force the dump in. Horton will chase down the loose puck. And Watson with the hit. And Horton will win the loose puck. And that will be the end of the first period. So at the end of one here in Toronto, it's the Maple Leafs 2 and the Bruins nothing. Toronto totally dominating. Shots 19-4 in favor of the Maple Leafs. Let's take a look here. We'll move that screen over a little bit. Alright, so let's take a look here. So Toronto in the lead 2-0, and shots by far 4 times as many shots, 19-4, almost 5 times as many. And Papin has more shots by himself than the whole Bruins team so far. Keon has just as many with 4 shots. And Keon with the goal. And Pronovost with a goal. Pronovost with 3 shots on net. So nobody with more than 1 shot on net for the Bruins. And Bobby Orr just with 1 hit so far. Nothing much else going there. So the Bruins are going to have to turn it up a notch. Perhaps play physical here to get back into this game. So we'll be right back with the start of the second period. Alrighty, and here we are back at the start of the second period. Mr. Brody says the Bruins definitely have to step it up a notch here. They have to get more aggressive. So that's what we're going to do. We start the second period here. Bruins down by 2. So the Bruins' second line of forwards, first line of defense out there. For the Maple Leafs, the first line of forwards and the second line of defense. So Oliver and Pulford in the faceoff circle here at center ice. Referee drops the puck. that's going to be won by Toronto. And it's going to be kicked out to Hillman at left defense. And that's going to get it over to Ellis. So Ron Ellis with it now. And he will give it away. Oliver will get it for the Bruins. And he'll get it over to McKenzie. Will give a great assist pass here. Over to Oliver. Oliver will take a weak shot. Not much on that. Easy save for Sawchuk. And that'll go over to Pulford. Will skate it up, get it over to Stanley. And that's going to be hit off by Orr. Orr with the hit. Loose puck battle between Stewart and Hillman. And that will be won by Stewart for the Bruins. So the Bruins with it. Gets it over to Oliver. Oliver will pass it around. It'll come back to him. But Hillman will take it away. And no penalties for the Bruins, so we will change it up here for the Bruins. Oops. There you go. And it's going to go over to Conasay, and he will wind up and take a shot. And that will be saved by Cheevers. So Cheevers kept the Bruins in it, only allowing 2 goals and now 20 shots. Bruins with just 5 shots on net. So he leaves it for Smith. And Ellis will force the dump in. Stanley will chase it down for the Toronto. And Stanley with it. He'll pass it. Let's see here. It'll come back to him. With it again. He'll pass it again. And Bruins with 3-4 checkers. So we're going to be a no dumping when you use the pass number. So Pulford with it. And Pulford with a great pass over to Hillman. But he'll be hit off the puck by Wadowich. Stanley will again chase down the loose puck. And that'll be a forced dump in by Wadowich. Okay, no, it's going to be pass number, no dump in there because the Bruins have 3-4 checkers. 3 people up on the puck, so they will not force the dump in. And so that'll be a pass. And that's going to go over to Stanley. Stanley with the shot. And that'll be a save by Cheevers. We'll leave it for Shock. Shock skated up. Shock over to Rivers getting a start today. Wayne Rivers with the start at right wing. And Rivers will take a shot. And held on to by Sawchuk. So face off in Toronto zone to the right of Sawchuk. 15 minutes, 20 seconds left in period number 2. Bruins down by 2. Let's get that high physical play back up there. Shock and Pulford in the face-off circle. And it's going to be won by Toronto. Hillman over to Pulford. Pulford with the shot. And it's another save by Cheevers. Rebound. Out to Wadowich. Wadowich with the loose puck for the Bruins. Hit off by Conasay. Puck battle between Conasay and Wadowich. And that'll be won by Conasay. And that is going to be a pass by Ellis. No penalty on the Bruins. And that is going to be no dumping by the Bruins. The Bruins will change up. Conasay with it. And it'll be a pass by Conasay. And it'll come back around. It'll go to him again. And he'll give it away this time. So Toronto gets back quickly. Westfall with the for the Bruins. It's over to Busick. Busick would feed to Martin. Martin will wind up and take a shot. Excellent opportunity for the Bruins to get back in this. And no! Toronto has only one forechecker, so they have men back on it. So that will be forced wide by Hillman. So the Bruins with an excellent opportunity there. To no avail here. So the first real scoring chance for the Bruins all day today. Or just their 6th shot on net. Loose puck. And that's going to be hit off by Martin. Stanley chases down the loose puck for the Maple Leafs. Over to Hillman. Hillman with a weak shot. And that will be saved by Cheevers. Busick with the puck. Gets it over to Mr. Bobby Orr. No, that's going to be intercepted though by Toronto, by Ellis. Nice hit by Green though, forces the loose puck. And Westfall will end up with it for the Bruins. And pass defense, forechecker 0-1, then use pass number. So it's going to be a pass by Busick. It's going to be a dump in by Hillman. Oops. Where did it go? Offensive center versus defensive center plus 6. It's because I hit it twice, I think. So that will be won by the Bruins. And I'll get it over to Westfall. Westfall with the pass. And that's going to be Pulford will force the dump in. Battle between Hillman and Westfall. And Boston will get the puck. Westfall with it. Westfall with an excellent opportunity here to shoot and get the Bruins back in this. Takes the shot. Oh, and just forced wide by Stanley last minute. Second, actually. As Pulford comes down with the loose puck. And that's going to be a delayed penalty by Orr. Actually, no, it will be a penalty on Orr, sorry. There was a pass there, so the penalty is... Oh, just barely gets in there, but does. So Orr with the penalty will go to the box. So he'll grab some pine. Orr for interference. No misconduct. So Toronto will be on the power play. Alright, so Westfall will be on. Penalty kill. Alright, so Martin and Keon in the face-off circle. Toronto trying to go up 3-0 here. Bruins trying to prevent that and keep it a 2-goal game. Keon with the face-off win for the Maple Leafs. Gets it over to Horton. Horton with a great feed. Over to Hillman will take a weak shot. Not a very good much on that. Cheevers with the easy save. The rebound out to Ellis. Ellis with an excellent opportunity here. Point blank shot. And Cheevers will make a great save there, and he'll hold on to it. So a great save there. Keeps us a 2-goal game by Cheevers. So face off in the Bruins zone. Minute 40 left on the to Orr. So Martin and Keon again in the face-off circle. And one by Toronto. Out to Horton. Horton over to Keon. Keon with an excellent shot here. And it's going to be forced. Let's see. Oh, and the Bruins have 3-4 checkers still. We forgot to change that. So the shot will be on target, and it will be a goal just past the skate of Cheevers. Oh, man. The Bruins staying aggressive here. And it goes against them this time. I forgot to change that. So the second goal for Keon. Power play goal. And Toronto takes a commanding 3-0 lead. So Horton will get the assist. And it's 3-0 Toronto. Ouch. So Orr will come back on the ice. So the penalty to Orr proves costly. It's 3-0. We're going to stay aggressive here. Might as well. Just over the halfway mark of period number 2. So Dillabau and Timkowski in the face-off circle. And that will be won by the Bruins. And that is going to be a giveaway. No, I'm sorry, forced dump in here. So Sawchuk will recover and leave it for Horton. No penalty there. And Jeffrey will take a weak shot. And it'll be covered up by Cheevers. So 3-0 Toronto. 8 minutes 40 seconds left in the second period. After the goal number 2 by Keon on the power play. So Dusky and Dillabau in the face-off circle. And that will be won by Toronto. Pronovos with it. And nope. Bruins are unable to get to that one. And Armstrong will give a great feed. Nice flip into Pronovos. Pronovos' shot will go. Loose puck battle between Jeffrey and Watson. And that will be won by Jeffrey for Toronto. No takeaway for the Bruins. And that will end up being Armstrong with it, with the pass. And that will be a takeaway for the Bruins. So the aggressiveness pays off here. 4 checkers. And that is going to be a forced dump in by Toronto. And Sawchuk will cover it up. And we'll have a face-off. So Oliver and Stemkowski in the face-off. Face-off won by Toronto. Red Green with the hit, though, for the Bruins. Forces the loose puck. Horton battling for it. And John McKenzie ends up with it. And that's going to be taken away, though, by Horton. And another takeaway by the Bruins. Stewart with it. And staying aggressive. And that is going to be a penalty on, potential penalty on Toronto here. Let's see what that is. It's a low penalty number, so it may not be anything. So we'll go to a pass to Green if not. Possible goalie, no goalie penalty on that one, so that is just a pass by Green. So they wave off the penalty. Bruins could have used that power play. So Mr. Bobby Orr with a weak shot. And that's an easy save by Sawchuk. Gets it out to Horton. Horton with the pass over to Jeffrey. And that'll be intercepted by Green. 5 minutes left in the second period. And that's going to be intercepted by Horton. Gets it over to Armstrong. Armstrong with a great pass. Over to Horton. Horton will wind up and take a shot. And it's going to be a save by Cheevers. He'll get it out to Oliver. Stewart with a nice pass. Over to McKenzie. And McKenzie's shot didn't get much on that one. Oh, almost ended up going by Sawchuk. Sawchuk just able to get a glove on that one and force it wide. And rebound, loose puck. Let's see here, tracked down by Orr. Orr with an excellent second chance opportunity here, though. Winds up, takes the shot. Oh, and it's going to be blocked by Pronovo. So Orr with an excellent opportunity there is denied by Marcel Pronovos. Bruins needed that to get back in it. So Pronovos ends up with a loose puck. Oh, and that's going to be a penalty on the Bruins, potentially on Oliver. Let's see what that is. No. Oh, yes, it is. So Oliver does not commit many penalties, but does here. It's going to be a cross-checking penalty, no misconduct. And Toronto, already up by 3, will go on the power play once again. So Martin and Keon in the face-off circle. Face-off won by Toronto. Bruins need to kill this one off to have any hopes in this game. And gets it over to Horton. Horton with the shot. And that's going to be a save by Cheevers. Gets it over to Orr. Orr over to Busick. Busick will ice it. So Toronto sets it up again, comes back down. Gets it to Hillman. Hillman will pass it. Over to Horton. Ooh, Horton almost with a great pass. Not quite as good as it could have been. Didn't get quite much on that. But it'll be enough for Horton to put a shot on net now. And that'll be held on to by Cheevers. So face off in the Bruins zone. As we're near the end of the second period, near the end of the Oliver penalty. With Toronto up by 3. So Martin and Keon again in the face-off circle. And Hillman will end up with it. The line changes now. So Red Kelly with it now. Red Kelly with a great pass over to Pronovos. Pronovos with a weak shot. Saved by Cheevers. Hoblich with the rebound. Gets a great shot here. And that will be covered up by Cheevers. So 2 minutes left in period number 2. Bruins down by 3. Cheevers has made saved 29 of 32 shots. Boston has only had 8 shots on goal in the entire game. So despite going with higher checkers and everything, they're unable to. Yeah, we gotta go 2 here. They are unable to get any offense going. Had a couple opportunities here in the second period, but were denied both times. So, and Kelly wins the faceoff. Gets it over to Mahavlich. Mahavlich with it will take the shot. And that will be covered up by Cheevers. Almost trickled loose, but he's able to cover it up. Let's see, excuse me. So Red Kelly wins the faceoff. Goes out to Stanley. And that's going to be the end of the penalty. So the Bruins successfully kill off that penalty. And face-off won by Toronto. Actually, sorry. Pass is going to be over to Douglas, and Douglas will give it away. So Dillabau will end up with it for the Bruins. And he'll be hit off the puck by... And Red Kelly chases down the loose puck, beating Connolly to it.
Last minute of play in this period.
And last minute in the second period here. Red Kelly with it. Gets it over to Douglas. Douglas with the pass. Over to Ellis. Ellis with a shot. And it's going to be a save by Cheevers.
Last minute of play in this period.
So Dillabau and Pulford in the face-off circle. Face-off won by the Bruins. Wadowich with it. Wadowich gets it over to Dallas Smith. Dallas Smith not much of a shooter at all. It's a weak shot. Easy save for Sawchuk. He'll hold on to it. Just the 9th shot for the Bruins. Last few seconds of period number 2. Bruins will win that face-off. Smith with it. And Smith puts a weak shot on goal. And again, Sawchuk will hold on to it. Toronto wins the face-off. Over to Conasay. And that's going to be it for period number 2. So Toronto adds to their 2-0 lead with a goal in the second period. Bruins finally hit double digits with the last shot there. So I'll take a look at the stats at intermission number 2. So the Bruins just with 6 shots. Again, not generating much more offense despite being more aggressive, with more forechecking and being more physical, but only get 2 more shots, and they did have a couple of scoring opportunities. One of them went by Mr. Bobby Orr. Yeah, but Gerry Cheevers continues to shine as he's saved 31 out of 34, 91%. But it has not been enough as the Bruins have been able to generate offense overall. Orr does have 1 shot on goal and 1 takeaway and 2 hits, so he's getting a little more involved, and also has a penalty, which however proved costly as it led to a power play goal by the Toronto by Dave Keon. Keon leads Toronto with 2 goals. He has 5 shots. Tim Horton also with 5 shots and 2 assists. So we'll be right back with the start of period number 3 with the Bruins down by 3 goals. All right, here we are at the beginning of period number 3. Mr. Brody in the co-host seat. Mr. Brody does not have any idea what the Bruins should do now. He's quite confused, aren't you, Mr. Brody? Mr. Brody does not have any plan for the Bruins. He says it's kind of hopeless now with who they have, but we still have to play the game, right, Mr. Brody? Anyway, so we'll start period number 3 with the Bruins with second line forwards, second line defense, and with with Toronto with their third line of forwards and second line of defense here. So Oliver and Stemkowski in the face-off circle at center ice. Referee drops the puck. Face-off won by the Bruins. Over to Marat. Marat will get it over to Stewart. And they have a shot right away here, and it's going to be a save by Sawchuk. They will have a chance at a rebound here. And Stewart with the chance here. So Stewart battling Hillman. Stewart ends up with it. Excellent opportunity here by Stewart on the rebound. Oh, and just Sawchuk just gets a piece of it. Bruins really needed that. And they do get another shot here, though. McKenzie's going to have an excellent opportunity, too. He winds up and shoots. Oh, and that's going to be a by, and Sawchuk will hold on to it. So Bruins with some early chances here at the beginning of the third period. They really needed one of those to go. Mr. Brody is going to the back room there. He's fed up with the Bruins today, as he has been most of the season. So Oliver with it. Oliver over to Watson. Watson with the pass over to Marat. And that's going to be taken away by Stanley for Toronto. Stanley with it, and he'll give it away. And breakaway, it breaks 2. None if 4 is less than 1. Now Bruins have 3 forecheckers here, so that's going to be a breakaway. Hold on here. No, I guess not. No, it won't be, because that's the forecheckers for Toronto. So Toronto's forecheckers, so they were back on it, so that will not be a breakaway, unfortunately. And Stanley will hit off the Bruins off the puck there. Toronto trying to protect their lead here with just 1 forechecker. And that's going to go to McKenzie. McKenzie with the loose puck. And McKenzie will put a shot on goal. And it's going to be a save by Sawchuk. Sawchuk brilliant today. He hasn't had that many, hasn't been that busy. He has done what he's needed to do. A game like this is not good for the goalie because he's not sharp there. Because he's not expecting really many shots. So that's when you can usually let one go by you, when you're a little too relaxed. So Stemkowski with it. And nope, the Bruins will not be able to force the dump in. They'll change it up. Stemkowski will give it away, though. So Toronto changes up now. Oh, here we go. And Dillabaugh with a breakaway opportunity here. Dillabaugh skates it up, and no, it's going to be saved by Sawchuk. So nice save by Sawchuk on the breakaway by Dillabaugh. I was hoping to see that BRK there next to the shot, which means it's an automatic goal, but no such luck there. So the Bruins cannot buy a goal. The loose puck. Gets it over to Horton, but Mr. Bobby Orr with a nice play there forces the dump in. And Ted Green forces down the loose puck for the Bruins. Green over to... Green with it. Actually, no, it's going to be a Keon with the interception. Keon's been all over the place today, scoring and defending. So Mahavlich with it. Mahavlich. Keon with the pass. Mahavlich. Mahavlich with a great feed. Over to Pappen. Pappen winds up and takes the shot. Oh, the shot's going to be on target, and that will be a save by Cheevers. So 16:20 left in the game. Mr. Brody back, changing the co-host seat to the other one next door. So see if that's going to help out the Bruins there. Bruins zone. Dillabau and Keon will face it off. Referee drops the puck. And it's going to go one by Toronto. Pronovost with it. And no, Bruins cannot force the dump in. Change it up. Mahavlich with it. Mahavlich with an excellent opportunity here. Chape takes the shot. Shot will be on target, and another save. So Bruins being aggressive here has really put the heat more on Cheevers now, as he's had to be extra sharp here, as the Bruins had not had many back on defense. Bruins trying to force some offense here. Have been unsuccessful so far. And that is going to be won by the Bruins. So Marat with it. Gets it over to Stewart, and he'll be off the puck by Mahavlich. Oliver tracks down the loose puck for the Bruins. And that would be a forced dump in. And assist, is that going to be a pass here? 29, yeah. So that will be an assist pass now for the Bruins with the 3 forecheckers. See if they can generate some offense here. And that's going to be over to Joe Watson. Watson will, no, his shot will go wide. The Bruins do not have the right people on the ice at this time. That would be nice if they had their front line there, but they do not. And that is going to be this puck won by Pronovost for Toronto. Gets it over to Keon. No 8 penalties in there, no. And Keon with a shot, trying to go for the hat trick here. Nope. Hit by Marat. And loose puck won by Papin. And no assist. It's a shot, so a shot Keon. Big shot. And that is going to be saved by Cheevers. Mr. Bobby Orr with it now. We'll pass it over to Dillabau. Dillabau will take the shot. Not much on those Bruin shots today. And Sawchuk will hold on to it. So 13:40 left in the third period. Bruins still down by 3. Unable to generate any offense whatsoever against Sawchuk and the Maple Leafs. Dillabau and Keon in the face-off circle. And that will be won by the Bruins. Over to Green. Green over to Orr. Orr will actually give a great feed now to Williams. Williams winds up and takes the shot. And that's going to be forced wide by Horton. Not much on that one anyway. And Pronovost will win the loose puck battle. Gets it over to Horton. Horton with a great pass. Over to Papin. Papin winds up and takes a shot. Not much on that. And that will be covered up by Cheevers. So Cheevers getting his workout today. He's stopped 35 of 38 shots. Fortunately, Sawchuk has stopped 16 of 16. Dillabau and Keon in the face-off circle. Face-off won by the Bruins. And Williams passes it over to Orr, but he hit off the puck by Horton. Orr would have had Orr would have had to pass it, so. Hit off the puck by Horton, though. And that's going to be loose puck battle won easily by Horton on that one over Conley. Gets it over to Keon. Keon with a chance here to... No, he'll pass it instead. And that's going to be a pass. Bruins will change it up. And that will be a takeaway by Martin. Check that beforehand. Busick with it. And Busick with the shot. And that'll be held on to by Sawchuk. So 11:20 left, almost halfway through the third period. Bruins down 3-0. Not much to cheer about today if you're a Boston fan. And left wing, that's going to be won by Toronto. Keon wins the face-off. Over to Mahavlich. And let's see. No assist on that one. It's going to be a shot anyway. Oh no. I think, yeah, that's going to be a shot by Keon. Keon's there to goal number 3. And no, as Cheevers holds on. Alrighty, Keon here. Keon wins it once again. Pronovost with it. Marcel over to Frank. And no. And that is going to be a weak shot by Mahavlich. And that is going to be a save by Cheevers. So the referees are letting the teams play it out here, as there's only been a total of 2 penalty minutes for Toronto and 8 penalty minutes for the Bruins. So Martin and Keon in the face-off circle as we near the halfway point of the third period. Once again, Toronto wins it. Mahavlich with it. Mahavlich with another pass. And Pronovost with the pass. Gets it over to Horton. Horton will pass it back around. It'll come back to him. We'll pass it again. And gets it over to Keon. Keon with the pass. And we'll get over to Pronovost. Pronovost will pass it. And that is going to be a takeaway by the Bruins. Tommy Williams with it. Toronto changes up. Gets it over to Conley. Conley will give it away though. Ellis with back. Ellis with it. Ellis shot. And it's a nice block by Green. As Conley ends up with the loose puck. Gets it over to Dillabow. Dillabow with a weak shot. Most of the Bruins shots have been weak today. And that's going to be forced wide. Douglas with the loose puck. 7 minutes left in the game. Time running out for the Bruins. Conasay with it. He will take the shot. And another save by Cheevers. Gets it over to Douglas. Douglas with a weak shot. And that is going to be a goal, though. It gets past Cheevers. So Cheevers tiring now, understandably, after this is a 40-second shot. That one, an easy one. Even he'll tell you that. That'll be one he should have saved. But it goes in. So Douglas with the goal. And that should definitely do it there for the Bruins. That's the final dagger right there. And Conte, and we'll get a assist there. Why not? 4-0 Toronto. So no off for the Bruins all day today. This might be their worst offensive output all season. Managed just 17 shots in 2 2/3 periods. And Watson in the face-off circle. Or Walton in the face-off circle. And that'll be won by the Bruins. Busick with it. Gets to Marat. Marat will pass it over to Martin. And that's good. Ooh, possible Bruins power play here. It's a pass there, so that will be check and see what the penalty is, if anything. And of course, it's going to be offsetting if 2 are higher. So let's take a look here. And of course, it's a 5 on Marat. So yes, it'll be a penalty. Oh no, it's 37, so it does not take effect. So it's 37 higher than the 36. So the Bruins will be on the power play. So the Bruins with a chance to get on the board here. Martin and Keon in the face-off circle. And it's going to be won by Toronto. Stay aggressive here. And we'll do that. Change it up here. Larry Hillman with it, and that's going to be a takeaway by the Bruins. We'll change it up again. Get Orr back on there. And McKenzie will have an excellent shot here. McKenzie winds up and can he get the Bruins on the board? No! It's just beyond the 1 and 22. Needed a 1 and 22. Gets a 20. So Sawchuk just able to get a skate on it. And makes the save. And Mahavich will chase down the loose puck. The Bruins with their best opportunity of the day there. And cannot convert. Westfall with the hit. And Mahavlich will end up with the loose puck. Oh, and that could be a possible penalty on the Bruins now. Not good. There'll be an icing there, so that will be a... Let's see what the penalty is here. If any. No, nothing. No penalty there. It goes higher, so that will just be an icing. They wave off the penalty. So the Bruins still in the power play. There's some delay here. Ice it. Yeah, give it a second there. All right. Let's see. So Watson with it. I'll pass it over to McKenzie. McKenzie with a great feed. To Watson. Back to Watson. Watson will take a weak shot. And that will be covered up by Sawchuk. Face off in the Toronto zone. Bruins down by 4. There is no joy in Mudville today. Mighty Casey has struck out. So Mahavlich with it. And a hit there. Actually, there will be a hit there. So that will be effective. No home center, so we'll go with the loose puck tie here. And that's going to be tracked down by the Bruins. Right defense +4. No, that will be tracked down by Horton. 4 minutes left in the game. And that's the end of the penalty to the penalty there. So both lines at even strength now. Jeffrey with it. Jeffrey West. Over to Kelly. Kelly with the pass. Back to Jeffrey. Jeffrey will pass it. A loose puck, so it's going to be a loose puck here. Bruins with high physical play. Wadowich tracks down the loose puck. Oh, and Bruins with another chance at a power play here. Delayed power play. As Tommy Williams will get an assist pass. And oh, fortunately Dallas Smith is a horrible shooter. And that will be covered up by Sawchuk. Alright, the penalty is, if any, to Jeffrey. No penalty there. It's waved off. Alright, so 2:40 left in the game. Bruins down by 4. Now pulling the goalie now, down by 4. Dillabaugh wins the faceoff. And it's going to be a pass. No, it's going to be a shot. Wish it was a pass and assist. It's going to be a shot by Wadowich. Not much on that. And that'll be covered up by Sawchuk. So we need a 2-minute mark. The Bruins in a big hole here. Absolutely no offense today. They do win the face-off though, as Dallas Smith ends up with it. We'll change both lines here. And it's going to be a forced dumping by as Horton chases down the loose puck. Under 2 minutes now. And it's going to be taken away by Busick. Busick will skate it up. Busick with the shot. No! And Sawchuk makes the save. Bruins have got a lot more shots here on goal in this third period, but still to no avail. I've not got one past Sawchuk. Martin and Pullerford in the face-off circle. Out to Mr. Bobby Orr. Mr. Bobby Orr with it.
Last minute of play in the game.
Pass it over to Green. 16. Oh, it's going to be a giveaway, though. It over to Pulford. Pulford with it. Less than a minute left now in the game, and Pulford with a shot. Saved by Cheevers. Face off in the Bruins zone. 40 seconds left in the game. Referee drops the puck. And Martin will get kicked out of the face-off circle. And Pronovost with it after the Toronto face-off win. And he'll get it over to Horton. Horton with the pass.
Last minute of play in the game.
Horton comes down with the loose puck. And that should do it. And the Bruins get shut by the Toronto Maple Leafs. So, player of the game. 2 goals, 1 assist. 7 shots on goal. Wow, 7 shots on goal. 2 takeaways, interceptions. And a -2 plus minus. No, it can't be a minus. It must be a plus. As the Bruins have not scored, so it has to be a +2. Tim Horton with 2 assists, 5 shots on goal. 4 takeaways, interceptions. 2 big hits. Block shots, wide shots, force 1. And a 1 + 1 plus minus. So Terry Sawchuk with 22, stopped all 22 Boston shots, 100%. And you can definitely play the game. Number 4 has got to be Gerry Cheevers. We'll take a look as he stopped, I think, 39 shots out of 43. So save the game stats. So Marponovos with his first goal of the season. Dave Keon with 2 goals, now has 4 in the season. And Kent Douglas with just his 2nd of the season. As Toronto now moving to 13-5. So let's see here. Let's move the scoreboard over here. Box. So let's take a look at the face-offs here. I'm kind of curious about the face-off wins here. Yeah, I gotta remember where the face-off wins are. I don't know, but they're Toronto almost doubling up on the Bruins, 43-22 in total shots. I know there was face-off percentage. So Toronto winning 66% of face-offs. That's definitely the story of the game too. So yeah, so not much for the Bruins there to talk about. Now McKenzie did have 5 shots. Dallas Smith with 3 shots lead the Bruins. Bobby Orr just 1 shot and 1 penalty in 2 minutes. So yeah, not much to talk about for the Bruins there as they fall to. Let's back to the. They fall to 5-17. So the Bruins are now 5-17-2. Season 1 win behind their total of 6 wins for the season. Toronto improves now to 13-5-6, 3 wins ahead of their. 2 wins ahead of their total because they were 11-6-7 after today's game. So yeah, not much to say here. Gerry Cheevers though was spectacular. Spectacular was excellent. Let's just say. Sawchuk, very good, stopping all 22 of the shots on net. So all goose eggs for the Bruins as they fall 4-0 to Toronto. So the next game will be, this was a game from December 14th of 1966. So I'll take a look at the next game for the Bruins. Load here. In Christmas of 1966. See if they play here on the 15th. So definitely a tough day if you're a Boston fan. Basically, things will not get good until next season when they do get a bunch of free agents there and make some trades. And they play on the 15th, so they're playing another game tomorrow. So we have to play 2 from today because we are playing the whole season, playing all the games. We don't usually do that with Inside Sports games as you have to play every game manually. There's no autoplay, no AI. But since there's only 8 teams in the league, we I've decided to play all the games. So shortly, hopefully, within the next week or so, we'll be playing the probably even by the weekend, maybe if we can get around to it. The Bruins will be hosted by the Detroit Red Wings in Detroit at Joe Louis Arena, and fortunately in that game they were shut out 4-0. So we'll see if we can reverse fortune there and get our 6th win of the season. So we'll see. So thank you for joining me. It's been Eric from Higher Ground Gaming. My co-host, Mr. Brody, Purple Monkey, Blue Penguin, and Light Blue Duck, as usual. So take care and God bless. Bye-bye now.